as dependent children on a child visa FM. Sorry, I'm also streaming on YouTube. So I'm just, if you see me not looking at you, it's because I'm trying to get that up. Integrated camera. Okay, I think this is a bit better now. Design. I'm coming. As you join the live, you like the live, guys. Like the live, share the live. Just give me a few seconds and I would be with you. All right, I'm trying to get my YouTube up as well. And I'm using a different streaming program. So, you know, when you're new to something, it takes you time, doesn't it? Yeah. But welcome to everybody. Blessed Sunday to you, wherever you are in this world. Hope you're having a blessed Sunday. Welcome to All Things Legal with me, Sherry. And we're going to talk about immigration. We're going to talk about immigration. If you have any questions, you put it in the chat and I would respond to your question. Now, if I do not respond to your question, do not be disappointed. Feel free to inbox me, okay? Follow my page on TikTok and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Inbox me and I would respond to you, okay? I'm just checking that this one is up as well. Hi, Queen. Blessed Sunday to you, Queen Advocate. Hope all is well. Just bear with me, guys. You would have my undivided attention very shortly. I'm just trying to, I'm using a new streaming platform for my YouTube, and I'm just checking to see if it's working as well. So I'll be with you just 1 second. Delete that one. Happy to hear that, Queen. Yes, I'm gonna answer your question. What's your name? Hakima. So you don't need to put it back in the chat ever so often. I have written it down. You need to give a bit more information, okay? Because ILR is a standard application. Whether you came in as an adult on a family visa, or if you came in as a spouse, if you came in on a skilled worker visa, it's a standard application that you can make. So if it's something specific that you want me to answer, you can write that in the chat now, but don't rewrite your first question. I've already taken a note of that question, okay? We will rise to the as we shine. Hi, everybody. Okay. So hi to my YouTube family and good afternoon to my TikTok family. I think I'm up and running now live on both YouTube and on TikTok. All right. I think with this new streaming platform, I can eventually link my TikTok as well and also my Facebook, and I can do one stream. You know, I can go live one time on both of them. Travel Box, you can put back your question. I'm going to answer it for you shortly, okay? Yes, I think with this new streaming platform, it's a bit easier for me because I don't need to have 2-3 phones at the same time. I can just stream on my laptop on all platforms But of course, anything new, you have to get used to it. So I'm like a baby finding my way around this new platform. But yeah, if you're on my live on both YouTube and TikTok, welcome. My name is Sharisa, and I'm an immigration lawyer in the United Kingdom. I'm from the Caribbean, the beautiful Caribbean. Specifically, I'm from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. If you've never been to St. Vincent before, I'm inviting you to go to visit St. Vincent. You will not regret it, okay? So what normally happens on my live is that you post your immigration question in the chat and I would answer it. There are also people in the chat who would respond to you. Now, be careful not to take any advice if you're not sure of it, okay? But there are some beautiful followers of mine who would also help out in the chat. But always be sure to do your background checks, okay? Now, if I do not answer your question, do not be disappointed. All you can simply do is to email me or send me a message inbox, okay? And I will respond to your question. It is it is not possible for me to answer all questions on the chat, okay? But put your questions. If I see your question, I would answer your question, okay? And if you're on my TikTok live and you have not followed my page, please do so and follow. You will not regret it because you will be learning something in regards to immigration. Or you may know of someone who is currently having immigration issues in the UK. Share this live with them, share my platform with them, and ask them to come and follow. And if you're on my YouTube, you can also do the same. Share this platform with anyone, and you can ask them to come over and subscribe and join my YouTube community and my TikTok community. Okay. All right. So we all know that there's a heated topic at the moment in the UK in relation to the good character guidance, the changes to the good character guidance. And that's the latest heated topic in the UK at the moment. Now, I have done a general video on the implications of these changes. The full video is on my YouTube, but I've done snippets on my TikTok also. And then I went further to look at how does these changes affect children who came into the country illegally, through small boats, through lorries, or using false identity. I went on to doing a video on that. And shortly, I will be releasing a video on the effects on refugees. So anyone that came into the UK illegally or legally, and then they were granted, and then they applied for asylum and they were granted refugee. How does these changes affect refugees in the UK? Can they now move on to citizenship, or are they exempt? So that will be my next video, because I think it's important to break it down and to show how it affects all parties, all different parties. Okay. Because as you know, with refugees, when you become a refugee, you cannot really go back to your home country. And obviously, you cannot obtain any passport or identification documents. So therefore, that's going to cause a bit of a problem, because you would have what is called a travel document in the UK. So does that mean you have to use that travel document for the rest of your lives? That's something that we have to think about, because normally the travel document will be used until a certain time, and then you apply for your indefinite leave to remain, and then you move on to your citizenship and your passport. But if the new changes are saying that if you enter the UK illegally, so it doesn't matter how long you are in the UK, you could have been in the UK for 20 years, 30 years, it doesn't matter. What the changes are saying is that if you enter the UK illegally, it is going to be hard for you now to move on to citizenship and then on to British passport. All right. Although there's a discretion, it's not really a discretion. It's not really a discretion practically, because satisfying insurmountable obstacles, exceptional and compelling reasons is a very, very high threshold, to be honest. So it's like it's drafted within it, but it's just there. Okay, it's going to be very, very hard to satisfy. To satisfy. Queen is laughing. So yeah, it's one of those things like you spinning, tapping mud. It's just on paper, but practically it's going to be very hard to satisfy that discretion. So more than likely, the UK government and the Home Office is saying to us as migrants, you can only stop at ILR, which is indefinite leave to remain. It's going to be impossible for you to move on to citizenship. At the same time, you can still apply. It doesn't stop you from applying. Even if you enter the UK illegally, you can still apply because you may have a good reason as to why they should grant you citizenships. For example, you may have been trafficked here, human trafficking, modern slavery. Okay, that's a very something that is taken seriously, and that can be an exemption. For example, you're a child and you came here, um, you coming here to the UK illegally was beyond your control. Now, the next question is going to be, how are you going to prove that it was beyond your control? Because there are children coming to the UK 16, 17, and they're coming without an adult supervision. They're coming by themselves. So does that mean that they entered the UK with beyond their control? So it's a lot to think about, okay? Um, but yes, that's what's happening in the UK at the moment. So I'm going to answer a few questions. Let's see what's happening in the chat. So Queen Advocate say they know it's going to be hard to jump. They know it's going to be hard to jump that hurdle. Yes, my dear, they do. They know that, and that's why they put it in such a way that there are exceptions, and there's a discretion, but yeah, practically no. And the problem is, I'm not sure if you realize that, I hope I'm not jumping all over the place. I'm not sure if you realize that fees are going to increase in, I think it's around April. And naturalization fee, which is the same as citizenship application fee, is going to increase. So people are going to pay a lot of money to be rejected and to be refused citizenship. Is not going to be looking good. Exceptional circumstances, Home Office too cheeky. They are very cheeky. They know what they're doing. And I think it was last week, someone was saying on my live that, in everything we do, there's a financial aspect to it. So it's like a money-making thing. And in reality, it is, because look at it in this way, that first, in January, they announced that fees are going to increase, certain fees are going to increase. And one of those fees were the naturalization application fee, which is the same as citizenship application. Then a few weeks after, they made changes to the good character guidance. So before, people who came into the country, migrants who came into the country illegal and had hope of gaining a passport or getting citizenship, they're now wondering, what should I do? Yeah. What am I going to do now? Because does that mean I'm only going to stay at ILR and just continuously be reapplying for citizenship application? So, there's a lot in the air at the moment, and there's a lot to be taken into consideration as well. All right. Okay. So I'm going to answer a few questions. So let me see what's happening on TikTok. How much do I pay consultation for legal advice? So if you want a consultation with me, it is £60 at the moment. It's £60, and that's a reduced and a discounted price just for my online supporters. Okay, so be it whether you're on YouTube or you're on TikTok, it's £60 for the consultation. It's unlimited time, so whether you want an hour or 2 hours, which I doubt, but as long as all of your questions are answered, that's what I aim for. Okay, so it's £60 unlimited. If you call the office, you have to make sure, say that you are from my platform. Otherwise, they will tell you that the cost is £150. Rightfully, it is £150 for consultation. Okay. As you join the live, guys, you like the live. On my YouTube live, double tap to get the likes going up. And on my TikTok you can also double tap. Okay, so let's answer a few questions. All right, so on YouTube, Travel Box is asking, all right, she said, how are you doing? I'm fine. Hope all is well with you as well. Um, I have 10 years route visa. I be able to get British citizenship, please? How did you 10-year route visa? How did you enter the UK, my dear? So, which mean you're on the 10-year route. Thank you for liking the live on YouTube. Double tap on the screen to get the likes. Um, yeah. So, travel box. I need to know how you enter the UK. Just to make sure that you're not an illegal migrant. Okay. Based on, all right. Hi, Digilo on my YouTube as well. Okay, so let's go over here. So I did spouse visa extension in 2023, and I'll do ILR in a few months. What will be the financial requirement? So for ILR, the application fee at the moment is, double check online, okay? But it's £2,885. Okay, that's the application fee for ILR at the moment. And of course, you would have your biometric fee to pay if you do not get a free one. So that can be roughly around 200 to 50 pounds. Okay. Hello, can Home Office give a negative response after withdrawal notice prior to an appeal? Yes, they can. I came on a spouse visa. Now we would like to separate to do asylum and get a visa. Now, I cannot answer this question just like this because this need an in-depth consultation, okay? But what I'll say to you is that if you have a genuine fear of persecution if you return to your home country, be it whether religion, a nationality issue, be it that you're part of LGBT, whatever your reasons are, then yes, you can claim asylum, okay? So as long as you have a fear of persecution, you can make an asylum claim, okay? If you want to discuss your matter in depth, book a consultation and we'll talk about it, okay? All right, so Travelbox said illegal, unfortunately, but I have a British wife and 2 kids. Okay, that's fine. Travel box on my YouTube. Now, once you complete your 10 years, there's nothing stopping you from applying for your citizenship. The question will be whether or not you would be granted because of how you enter the UK. Okay. Now, and also there will be a question of whether or not you fall under the exemption or the Home Office discretionary or whether you can be exempted by the Home Office, okay, based on your family life. So I would say to you, yes, you can make an application. There's nothing stopping anyone from making an application. You can. But then the question will be, would you be granted? Okay. So if you enter the UK illegally, it would be difficult for you to gain citizenship. However, there is a discretion if there are compelling, exceptional, and compelling reasons. Okay? So, yes, there's nothing stopping anyone from making an application. Good evening. Can I switch from asylum to skilled worker visa on the Section 3C? Section 3C basically just continues your right to work and your entitlements. Okay, that's what Section 3C does. Now, if you want to withdraw your asylum claim and you want to make an application on the skilled worker visa, now I'm not going to say it cannot be done. Yes, it can be done, but then the first step is you have to get a COS from an employer. Now, if you're able to get a COS from an employer, then by all means, if you want to change from asylum to the skilled worker visa, you can make an application for a skilled worker visa. But you need to make that application before you cancel your asylum claim. Okay? You need to make that application, the skilled worker visa application, before you cancel your asylum claim, so that you'll be covered by 3C rules. Because if you cancel your asylum claim before you make another application, then you're going to leave a gap of you being an overstayer. Okay? So I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's not guaranteed that the skilled worker visa will be granted to you. All right? I have witnessed few applications where they were successful, but it's not guaranteed. Okay? So Sally is asking, if you have ILR and you live here for 10 years, are you allowed to apply for citizenship? Yes, you are. Okay? Yes, you are allowed to apply for citizenship. But the question you have to ask yourself is, how did you enter the UK? If you entered the UK illegally, then that's where the issue comes in. Okay? It's going to be difficult for you to pass the good character test. All right? So that's what you have to ask yourself. Are you willing to pay 1,000? I think it's going to be £630 now, and then your application is going to be refused. So what I would say to you, to anyone who's listening, if you enter the UK illegally, you need to get legal advice when you get to that stage of whether you should apply for citizenship or not. All right? Because you may have mitigating circumstances, but you may not know how to communicate that with the Home Office. Okay, so you have to be very careful. Double tap the live, guys. Let's get some likes going up. Let's build the algorithm for the live. Same on my YouTube as well. Double tap as you join the live. You're welcome, Travel Box. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Share the live, double tap. Let's get the likes going up, guys. Okay, I'm looking for the person who was asking the question about being a dependent. So Loretta is asking, is 1 year in the UK enough to apply for a visa, arguing Article 8? 1 year in the UK. Are you in the UK on a current visa and you want to switch to a new visa, or are you in the UK illegally? Please, can one apply as a dependent on the postgraduate visa? Now, when it comes to postgraduate visa, you can only have dependents who are on your student visa. Okay, so if you had a husband and a wife and children on your student visa, then when you switch to your postgraduate visa, they switch with you. All right, but you cannot have any new dependents on your postgraduate visa. Okay. Thanks for answering that question, Queen Advocate. Thank you. Let me see. Are there any other questions on my YouTube? Double tap the live as you come in on YouTube as well. Let's get the likes going up. So I got my spouse visa in 2003, and I'll be applying for ILR in October. My question is, still I'll be 18,600. Yes. So your financial threshold will be 18,600 because you got your spouse visa under the old rules, and the 29K changed in 2024. I think it's March or April. So your financial threshold can is 18,600. Okay. Thank you for asking that question. I hope you've subscribed to my channel as well. All right, so let's go back to TikTok and answer a few more questions. As you join the live, you like the live, you share the live. Blessed Sunday to everybody. Right. So I see, is it Loretta or Walexi is saying that they defaulted on my visa. I couldn't complete school, have 3 kids, one is special needs. Okay. So the fact that you did not complete your studies that you came here to the UK for, then what is the next application you're going to make? How can I apply for my graduate visa if I lost my BRP but already have the e-visa? You use the code from the e-visa, my dear, okay? That's what you use for your graduate visa application. Digilo is asking, I want to know about the family visa. Any update? Not to my knowing, Digilo. Nothing. What in specific are you looking for? There haven't been any specific update on the family route visa as yet, apart from the fees that are going to increase. But I can't remember what exactly you're looking for, Digilo. Thank you for liking the live, guys. Thank you for liking the live as you come in. You're welcome, Can. Thank you for liking on my YouTube live as well. Welcome to everybody on my YouTube also. Happy to have you here. Feel free to put your questions in the chat if you have any, and I will definitely answer your question. Let me put my email address in the chat in case you want to send me an email. All things legal 27 at gmail.com. Thank you for following my page, Paul. Thank you for following. Welcome. I'm not following what Loretta and Alexi is saying here. Let me see. Charles, no, I'm not saying that to you, my dear. What I said to you is that if you're going to withdraw your asylum appeal, make sure that you make another application before you withdraw your asylum appeal, okay? So that you can be covered by 3C immigration rules, all right? And also, before you can make another immigration application, which is a skilled worker visa, you need to have a COS already, okay? And it's going to be difficult. Employers do not usually give COS if you are on an asylum claim. It's very difficult to get a COS. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I hope it's much clearer for you. Success depends on the Home Office, all right? It's not guaranteed that your application is going to be successful. Or you have applied for families, that's why you're asking. Okay. No, there's still backlogs in terms of any applications to the Home Office. All right. So Walexi is saying if you have defaulted on your visa, you can only make human rights applications or protections. Should I comment on that, Walexi? You're welcome, Charles. So my response to that, I would say it depends. And the reason why I would say it depends, right? So Walex's statement is that if you have defaulted on your visa, meaning that you came and you overstayed your visa, you can only make human rights application or protections. And obviously, when he says protections, he means like asylum claim, etc. But I would say it depends. All right. Let me give you a scenario. You know, I like to give examples. So I'm going to give an example. Yeah. So let's say that you came in on a valid spouse visa. So you came in as a husband or a wife. All right. And you were on the 5 year route, which is 2.5 years. But for some reason, you you missed or you didn't have the money to do the next 2.5 years. Or you got the finances late, you did not know that you can do a fee waiver, but whatever happened, you became an overstayer because you did not make your next 2.5 years application extension before your current 2.5 years expired. So that means you became an overstayer. Yeah. Now you got the money. So let's say you're an overstayer for like a month or 3 weeks, doesn't matter. But you eventually got the finances and you made your FLR application for an extension. Yeah. Which means you're making your application now for the next 2.5 years as a spouse. So that doesn't mean that you're making a human rights application or a protection claim. You're making an application for another 2.5 years as a spouse under the family route, but you are an overstayer. Now, the Home Office can grant your application. Okay, the Home Office can grant your application as a spouse for the next 2.5 years. But instead of you getting the next 2.5 years, they will put you on the 10-year route. Yeah, so bear that in mind. They can put you now on the 10-year route visa. So that's why I say it depends. All right. Not every overstayer or everyone who has defaulted on their visa can only make a human rights application or a protection claim in order to regularize their stay. There are different ways in which you can regularize your stay in the UK. All right. I hope that I explained a little bit there for you, Alexi. Okay. And this is why we say come and get your legal advice, because there's so much that we have to go through with you to find the best option for you. Okay. So in circumstances like that, we would not say to clients, okay, make a protection claim or human rights claim. No. All right. It's just that you would go to the 10-year road rather than the next 2.5 years in that scenario. Okay. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen. She said tap on the live. Well, Lexi, do you agree with me? You say, yes, I agree. Lovely. How much time does it take to get a visa for a spouse visa from Pakistan priority service? All right. So if you paid for priority service, then you get a decision within 5 working days. All right. If you paid for super priority, you get a decision within 36 or 48 hours. Okay. And obviously you've got the standard, which is 2 to 3 months. All right. Now bear in mind that if the Home Office needs more time, they would send you an email or a text letting you know that they need more time to look at your application. Okay. And once they have communicated with you within that time frame, then you cannot get a refund on your priority fees. Okay. So if the Home Office then takes 20 days or next 6 months to decide on your application, you cannot get a refund because they have communicated to you within that time frame. All right. Welcome to my YouTube live, guys. Thank you for joining the conversation. If you have any question, put it in the chat. Let's talk about it. Okay. Let's have a chat about anything about immigration. All right. Be it in the UK, be it America, be it in the Caribbean. Let's talk about it. Okay. And if you're on my YouTube live, double tap on the screen as well. Let's get the likes going up, so you can build the algorithm for the live. Okay. So Hakimi said 30 days from outside the UK for priority. Okay. The Home Office rules are changing all the time. So if it's 30 days for you, then that's fine. You can always double check on the Home Office website, okay? So Queen is saying overstaying isn't an offense, but won't affect citizenship. So if you also overstay your visa, it can affect your citizenship application. All right. Remember the good character guidance. So normally, Home Office will look back 10 years at your record. Okay. I don't know what's this stop. So the Home Office will look back 10 years on your record. And if you overstayed within that 10-year period, you'll have to wait before you can apply for your citizenship again. Yeah. So even if you overstay, if you're illegal, both of them, it's very hard for you to get citizenship, to be honest. Okay. So you have to have 10 years clean record in the UK. All right. And that's how that same rule was applied to illegal migrants or illegal entrants. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So if you came into the country legally and you applied for citizenship and you came into the country legally within the 10-year. So let's say, for example, you came into the country legal and then you regularize your stay by being with someone who's British, whether you're married or unmarried relationship, or you have children who are British. So you regularize your stay under the family route, which is family and private life. So you would be put on the 10-year route visa. Okay. Now, when you finish your 10-year route visa, then you will apply for, normally, this is what normally happens, then you'll apply for your indefinite leave to remain, then your citizenship application. Now, when you make your citizenship application, 10 years back, the Home Office will check your record. So if your illegal entry falls within that 10 years, then they would refuse your application and you would have to make another citizenship application when you are qualified. Okay, so that's normally how it happens. But at the moment, the law is only focusing on, the rule is only focusing on illegal entrance. Okay, basically they're saying you cannot apply for citizenship, although there's a discretion. Hi, Fashi. How are you, Fashi? So someone is asking, my daughter is, because I keep saying this question. My daughter that is Spanish can help her father and give them settlement scheme, but he's not European. Okay, so what question are you asking, my dear Elizabeth? Welcome to my YouTube live, guys. Thank you for joining. If you have any immigration questions, put it in the chat. Let's talk about it, okay? Be it in America, be it in the UK, it doesn't matter where. All right? Just put it in the chat and we'll have a chat about it. So Fashi is asking, can a care dependent without a child apply for an administrative review after refusal? Once you have been refused and your refusal letter will state whether or not you have the option to apply for administrative review. Now, to apply for administrative review, there must be some sort of error on the part of the caseworker or whatever reason. Okay, so Fashi, you have to look deeply into why the application was refused and whether or not you think there are grounds for a review for administrative review. If you think you have strong grounds and strong reason for an administrative review, then yes, you can make your application for administrative review. Okay. How can you get hold of me? Inbox me. Inbox me. Make sure you're following my page. Make sure you click the red sign up there. Make sure you're following my page and you can inbox me and I'll send you my details. And that's how you can get hold of me, okay? Guys, double tap the live, power tap. Let's get the likes going up. Let's build the algorithm for the live. On my YouTube as well, if you're watching my live, if you're on my live at the moment, double tap. Let's get the likes going up and building the algorithm. Also, if you look at the bottom of your screen, there are some emojis there. Feel free to send me hearts or send me laughing emoji, anything you want to do. All right, feel free. I think with time I'll be able to just stream on one platform and have both TikTok and YouTube. So I don't need to be switching my head this way or this way. I'll just be this way. Everything with time. you get it with time. So Section 95 support was granted. And what's the next step? I don't know what's the next step. If you've got Section 95 support, congratulations. You should await your card. You get what is called an Aspen card. And it all depends on what type of Section 95 support you have. Is it just financial or is it accommodation and financial? If you are receiving financial support under Section 95, the Home Office will send you, or Migrant Help will send you, an Aspen card. Okay, so that card will contain your financial support. Yeah, and yeah, that's it. Okay. So Tomby's asking, can sorry guys, can one come on a visit visa, same as a tourist visa, and then look for a job? Yes, So I always do encourage that if you want to work in the UK, if you want to live in the UK, then it's not wrong for you to come on a tourist visa or a visitor visa and look for work. When I say look for work, I mean you send applications, you visit places, and you have chats with companies to see how they can, if they can sponsor you. All right. And then the next part of your question is, and can they later switch to a work visa? So yes, if you gain a sponsorship, you can switch to a work visa. But then your next question is, can you switch to a work visa within the UK or outside the UK? So you can switch to a work visa from outside the UK. So you need to get the sponsorship, make sure that they are going to sponsor you. All right. But if you're here for at least 6 months, at least you can get the COS in your hand as well. They can give you the COS. You go back to your country, so you leave the UK, and then you make your skilled worker visa application. You go to the embassy, you do your biometrics, and then you await your decision. If your skilled worker visa is granted, then you come back to the UK on your skilled worker visa. But you have to leave the UK. If you're in the UK on a tourist visa or a visitor visa, or what we call it from the Caribbean, entry stamp for 6 months, if you want to work in the UK, you have to leave the UK, then make your skilled worker visa application and come back to the UK. All right. So the same how you can use that 6 months or 3 months, however long you're in the UK on a visitor visa, the same how you can use that time to visit London Bridge. Is there a London Eye? Whatever it is, come to Manchester. Use that time to look for job. Speak to employers, visit companies, have a chat. Yeah. And see how you can get a sponsorship and go back to your country and make the application. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. All right? Hi, Mrs. D. Thank you for sharing the live, Mrs. D. Share the live, guys. Like, let's get to 10K likes, guys. I'm only at 5K. Let's get to 10K likes before I leave. Thank you for following my page, BIG, Big. Let's get to 10K likes on my TikTok and on my YouTube. I'm not sure how much likes I have already, but if you're on my YouTube live and you've not liked the live before, I implore you to like the live, share the live, and ask any question you have in the chat, okay? On my TikTok, let's get to 10K likes, guys, before I leave. Someone came to the UK illegally as a teenager and hold ILR. Can he apply for naturalization? There's nothing stopping you from applying for naturalization. You can make your application. But then the question is, would your citizenship be granted? That's the question. And the person entered the UK as a teenager illegally. Now, how did he enter the UK? What are the circumstances? Okay, the home office will look into that. Like, for example, if you have a look at my video on YouTube, I have spoken about the example of the Olympic runner Mo Farah, something like that. Mo Farah, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Yeah, he came into the UK as a child, but he was trafficked. It was human trafficking. Yeah. So I don't know how that person came into the UK as a child if they were human trafficked. All right. So if they were, then that's the reason. That's an exceptional and compelling reason. So it all depends. Okay. But you can make applications. It's just that you may waste your money because the Home Office may refuse it if you don't have an insurmountable obstacles. Exceptional and compelling reasons, mitigating reasons why you should be given citizenship. Okay. So visit visa in the UK, spend the 6 months given on the visa. Will that affect next application? No, not really, no. So someone is asking, I'm not working with a sponsor. Can I go back home safe? Yes, you can go back to your country if you're not working. Can asylum seeker apply for driving license? Yes, you can. Let's say, for example, if you came into the UK and is skilled worker, sorry, I love to give examples, okay? Bear with me. If you came into the UK and is skilled worker visa, and then circumstances change and you apply for asylum. Now, when you came into the UK on the skilled worker visa, you may have already had your driving license based on the type of job you were doing. Okay. So your license continues. That will not be revoked. All right. But let's say you came in and you didn't have a driving license. You claimed asylum and you claim asylum while you had valid right to work. Now, you gain employment and your job is one whereby you have to drive. You can apply for your license. Now, would it be granted to you? It may not be granted, but you can apply for it. Okay. It's getting to an hour, so I'm gonna. Hi, Yuri. Thank you for liking the live, my dear. Let's get to 10K likes, everybody. Double tap, power tap on the live. Thank you for liking the live, Fashi. Nice to see you as well, Yuri. Thank you for liking the live, Queen. Thank you. So, hi, this new rule affects people under 10 years root visa private life. Right, so that's a question on my YouTube page. So it affects anyone who came into the country illegally. Okay, so it doesn't matter what type of visa you have at the moment. Um, what matters is how you came into the UK. If you came in illegally, then the new rule applies to you. Okay, if you're looking to apply for citizenship. Now, bear it in mind, there are people who are happy with just the indefinite leave to remain. There are some people who do not want to apply for citizenship. Okay, but if you're looking to settle here and apply for citizenship, if you came into the UK illegally, yes, the new rules applies to you. Okay, you would be granted citizenship if there are exceptional and compelling reasons, mitigating reasons. Okay. Question CR7. So Mikey is asking, how does the new law about British citizenship regarding to people who entered illegally can't get a citizenship? Is it for the last 10 years? It doesn't matter if it's the last 10 years or not. What the new rule is saying is that if you enter the UK illegally, um, normally you would be refused for citizenship unless there are exceptional circumstances. Okay, in the past, people would still apply, and you may be refused on the basis that you failed the good character test, right? Because the Home Office will look 10 years back when they're assessing your good character. Okay. And but now they are saying outrightly that you would normally refuse as long as you entered illegally. Okay, I hope I made that clear. If you entered the UK illegally, the new rules now is that you will be refused, normally will be refused unless there are exceptional circumstances. Okay, that's the new rule now. All right, and that's for illegal entrance. Now, if you're an overstayer, you can also be refused. Okay, you can also, even if you entered legally and you became an overstayer, you can also be refused, because the question would be, have you passed the good character test? Okay, yeah. You is asking, it doesn't matter if you're in the UK 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and it doesn't matter if you have regularized your stay already. So when I say regularize your stay, it doesn't matter if you're now on a visa, if you're now a refugee, as long as you entered the UK illegally, the rule applies to you. Okay. And even those that, if you've already applied, make an application. So before the 10th of February, if you've already lodged an application for citizenship, then the new rule doesn't apply to you. Okay. Any other applications after the 10th of February, then the new rule applies. All right. Queen Advocate says that good character rule holds firm when it comes to citizenship. Yes, it does. It does. And obviously, it's domestic laws. It's domestic laws. So the Home Office or the government will always try to tweak and play around with domestic laws. Compared to ECHR laws, human rights. Yeah. They can't really do much with external laws, but the domestic ones, they would do everything to use it to their advantage. Thank you for sharing the live, Hafsa. Thank you. 11K. Thank you so much, everybody, for power tapping and getting the live going up. Thank you. Appreciate it. I've just got a few more minutes on the live. It's getting to that 1 hour. As usual, you know, I don't stay too long. So yeah. Tiny, I've just explained it. So maybe I would post the snippet on back on TikTok. Okay. Or you can go over to my YouTube page. I do have videos on it. Okay. Bonita is asking, can I change solicitor when my case is on appeal? Yes. But then the question is, you have to find a solicitor that will be willing to take your case on. Okay. Most solicitors do not like taking cases on when you've already lodged appeals. But yes, you can. Tiny says, sorry, I just joined. I realized, Tiny, you've just joined, and I just literally finished explaining it a third time again. But nevertheless, stay on the live. I may explain it at some point again, okay? Queen, I think she's probably referring to the new laws, the new changes, rather than the requirements for a citizenship application. Hi, London boy. Blessings to you as well. Just saw your message. So Queen is saying, I claim asylum, but refuse. Right now, I'm making private life application. If I get private life visa, can I change into skilled worker visa? So it's a bit. Your question is a bit confusing. Yeah. So you claim asylum, it was refused, and you say right now you're making a private life application. If I get private life visa, can I switch into skilled worker visa? Now, the question you have to ask yourself, would you be able to get a COS on the private life visa? So is it that you have family and private life, or is it just family, private life only? As long as you can get a COS, you can always try to switch your visa. There's nothing wrong with making an application, and that's the honest truth. As long as you can get a COS, you can always switch to a skilled worker visa. You can always make an application. Then the question will be, would you be given the skilled worker visa? Yes or no? Is at the discretion of the Home Office. Thank you for the roses, my dear. Thank you. Thank you so much for that gift. All right. So you can always make a skilled worker visa if you get a COS. Thank you for the roses, my dear. Thank you so much for the gifts. Okay. Multan, thank you for the roses as well, my darling. All right. So yes, you can make your skilled worker visa if you can get a COS. Junior Adams, like you call. Not really, the heating is on, but it's just comfort, I think. Queen said very confusing. Molten, you didn't answer me. What's your question? Based on my child medical conditions, we are making private life applications. Okay. Are you sure it's okay? I'm not going to go in depth into your application, sir. All right, Queen. Sorry, I'm not going to go in depth into your application. I was going to ask if you're sure that's the correct application that you're making, but I want to go in depth into it. Okay. But I've answered your question. Okay. So if you're granted to stay in the UK on the basis of private life, then why would you want to move to a skilled worker visa when you can work either way? Okay. You can work either way. So why would you want to then change to a skilled worker visa? All right. So something to think about. Hi, Black Queen. Thank you for following my page. Moltan, you didn't answer my question. What's your question there? I got indefinite leave in 2018. Okay. Producer saying should be family life. Make sure. I hope Queen have a solicitor that's guiding her. Okay. So Malton said I got indefinite leave in 2018. Okay. So as the main applicant, I have been working with a different employer as my original employer could not get me hours of work. All right. So then what's your question on so just bear in mind that if your main employer who you're supposed to be full-time working with cannot give you hours of work or working hours. You can only do 20 hours with another employer, okay, under the same category, immigration category. All right. Unless if you switch to a new employer. So unless if a new employer gives you a COS and you switch, then you can be full time to that employer. Okay. But regardless if your employer, who is your full-time employer, is giving you hours or not, you're only supposed to work 20 hours with another employer under the same immigration category. Okay, that's just on the side there. Let me just see the rest of his question. Right, so I have answered your question. How can I correct this? Yeah, so I've just answered your question for you. So the first thing, you need to make sure that the other job that you're doing, or if you're doing another job, that is only 20 hours that you're doing, because you're still assigned to your main sponsor. Your main sponsor is your full-time job. If your main sponsor is not giving you work or giving you hours or giving you shifts, whatever it is, you can report them to the home office. Okay, you can report your employer to the home office. But if you report your employer to the home office, there's going to be a knock-on effect, meaning that eventually home office will investigate that employer. And who knows, there might be other employees who are having the same problem. And then eventually home office can revoke the sponsor license. And then eventually you can lose your visa. Okay? But the right thing to do is to report it to the home office. Your next option now is to, in the meantime, try to find another COS. Switch employer. Try to get another COS. You switch employer. So you get a new COS, you make a new skilled worker visa, and you switch to an employer who can give you full-time work. All right? By that way, you save yourself from going through, if that previous employer sponsor license is being revoked. All right. And normally, sometimes when employers are having issues like that, like not giving shifts, not giving work, reduced pay, it can be that they are going through internal difficulties. And so you have to be careful, because the effect of not operating efficiently as a business can transcend to you. All right, meaning that eventually they can lose their sponsor license, and then you can lose your visa. And you don't want to be in a position where you're given 60 days or sometimes no notice at all from the home office. You do not want to be in that position. So I'll say use this time to start looking for a new COS and switch your employer, switch to a new company. All right, that's the best advice I can give. Okay. Thank you for that, for answering that, Queen. Yes, Queen, you need to book a consultation, because what you're saying to me on this live, that you have their medical conditions and you're making a private life application, it doesn't sit well with me, because I'm not sure if you're guided properly or if it's just you making the application. But if there are medical conditions, then what are the circumstances for a private life application? Yeah, I'm not sure what you are doing. So what I'll advise you to do is to get legal advice, whether it's from me or from somebody else, but get some legal advice. Thank you for joining my team. Thank you. All right. So I would advise you to get some legal advice. I don't like how I am just over that side all the time. I need to be a bit there. Maybe it's a bit better. Yeah, but you need to get some legal advice. Okay, that's the best thing. So thank you for telling her that as well. Blessings. I hope they respond to you very soon, but that's what you have to do. You have to report it to the Home Office, so you've done the right thing. So that's really, really good. Blessing said that her e-visa is not working, and you have done the right thing, which is to report it to the Home Office. So fingers crossed they get back to you very soon. Like the live, guys. It's only at 11K for about 15 minutes now. It's the least I can ask of you if you're on the live and I'm sharing information. I'm giving, I'm answering your questions. If you can double tap the live and let the likes go up, let the algorithm build. Thank you for all the gifters today. Thank you so much for gifting me. Multan, your question is in part. So that's why you said you entered the UK. You have ILR in 2018. What was the next thing that you said? You have indefinite leave to remain in 2018. You'll have to write it again, my dear. Unfortunately. Double tap the live, guys. Like the live, share the live. Let's get the algorithm up. It's the least I can ask of you if you're on my live. 47, 48 of you. And those on my YouTube live as well. Thank you for sharing the live, the sensational. Thank you. BB, thank you for following. Can I get citizenship? Yes or no? How did you enter the UK, Multan? How did you enter the UK? Parent of a British child. I guess you're on a 2.5 year visa and you want to bring a child to the UK. What is the correct form? Is the child your child or is it not your child? I just can't tell you the correct form. I need to know this information. Is the child your baby? Let me know in the chat, yeah? Thank you for tapping, Queen. Tap the live, guys. Let's get the likes going out. Although I'm going to go in a bit, but let's get the likes going out. Right, so it's your child, and where's the other parent? Willie, where's the other parent? Both in the UK? Are you both together still? You're both together still. And where is the child? Is the child in another country? Right. So you said you're a parent of a British child. So my next question to you, what type of visa are you on? If you're a parent to a British child, are you on the family route visa, parent of a British child visa? Or are you British? Are you British already? Visa 2.6, and you have another child in another country that you want to bring to the UK. So all you need to apply for is a child dependent visa. Okay? Correct. It's an application. So Malton said, I came in in a lorry in 2007. So you came into the country illegally. So you've got indefinite leave to remain in 2018. So why have you not made your citizenship application in 2019, 2020? Multan, why? It's going to be hard for you now to get citizenship based on the new rules. Okay? Because you said you got ILR in 2018. You came in 2007 through a lorry, which means you came into the country legally. So if you're looking now, I was lazy. Oh my, it's gonna cost you now. It's not good. It's gonna be hard for you to get citizenship unless the reason you got I'm assuming that you got refugee, or maybe you switched to a different application, but unless you have an exceptional reason and compelling reason why you should be given citizenship, it's going to be very, very hard for you. I'm going to be honest. Okay. So yeah, Malta, and you can still apply if you do have exceptional reasons. You can still apply, but you need to get a solicitor to deal with your matter. All right. So if you want to book a consultation with me, feel free. Okay. What documents does someone need to come as a visitor in the UK? So if you come into the UK as a visitor, the first thing is that the applicant has to provide documents or information that they have ties in their home country and they're going to return. All right, that's the main thing. All right, so there's a list of documents that you'll have to get. You can either get it on Google on the government website, or you can book a consultation with me and I can go through all of the documents that is required. Okay. Now, documents are required on a case by case situation. Standard documents such as bank statements, a sponsor letter, stuff like that. Okay. Thank you for the gifts, Maltan. Thank you for the roses. I do appreciate it. Hi on my YouTube. Hi, everybody. I've not forgotten you. I'm still here. Don't forget to put your questions in the chat. Soon I'll have one platform where I can see everybody on the same level rather than be looking here and then looking there. It's a bit. Where am I based? I'm based in Manchester. Okay. I'm based in Manchester. Thank you for liking the live, guys. Let's get to 15K likes on TikTok. Let's get to 15K likes, guys. Double tap the live, power tap the live, okay? Yeah, Malton was a bit lazy. That's what he said. And the thing with laws in the UK, they don't really give notice, so you don't know that they're going to change. I mean, if you listen to Parliament, you would hear the debates, but you just don't know what's coming. And so there are some changes that are not retrospective. And unfortunately, this one isn't. So it doesn't matter how long you're in the UK, as long as you came in illegally, it's going to be hard for you to get citizenship now. All right. Welcome to my YouTube live, guys. Thank you for joining. Let's get to 15K likes on my TikTok. They are very, very unpredictable. They are. So Malton said, I got 2.5 years, then again 2.5 years after then I got identity. Yeah, you should have already applied for your citizenship. But then sometimes, why most people do not apply for citizenship immediately is because most times it's the language barrier. They are unable to pass the English test and sometimes the life in the UK test. And so, they delay citizenship, and just stick with the indefinite leave to remain, which is okay. It's permanent residency. But then if you want to go on to get passport, then you need to get naturalized, and you need to pass the language test and the life in the UK test. Martin said, I knew it. That's why I said that. I knew it had to be an obstacle, something in your way why you haven't done it. I failed 5 times in 2020. Is that was it the English test or the life in the UK test? Welcome to my YouTube live, guys. If you have any immigration question, put it in the chat. Let's have a talk about it. Let's chat about it, okay? You failed 5 times, 2020. Yeah, that's why. Yes, Queen. That's why I said to him, if he got refugee based on the reason that he said, based on the reason for his asylum claim, it can fall under exceptional circumstances. But it's one that you would need a solicitor to have a look at to advise you. Okay, Moltan? So if you'd like to book a consultation with me, feel free. You can inbox me and we can arrange a consultation. Okay? Or the life in the UK. All right. Can a relationship less than a year qualify for partner visa, both within the country? Your relationship have to be 2 years, 2 years or more. If you had said your relationship is 1 year, 8 months, 1 year, 9 months, then I'll say, okay, yeah, you can make your application, because then by the time Home Office gets to your application, you would have already accumulated the 2 months or the 3 months to make it officially 2 years. But under 1 year, that's a lot of time to accumulate. So it has to be 2 years, okay? 2 years or more, unless there are other reasons. All right, guys, I'm winding down. I'm gonna get ready to go. You'll have to book a consultation so I can, or with any solicitor, so they can go through his details to see whether he falls under the exemption or not. Thank you for following my page, guys. Thank you. So Bertruce is asking, is there any other way for graduate visa to settle here or to have ILR? It depends, my dear. It depends on your circumstances. Let's get the live to 15K before I leave. I am going to go, but let's get to 15K before I go. I know that was an error there. There's no fee waiver for graduate visa application, my dear. After 5 years, they give me indefinite leave to remain, not refugee. So you are on a different type of visa. Correct. Okay. Thanks for that, Multan. You are not on a refugee claim. You're on a different type of visa. That's okay. Let's get to 15K likes before I leave. I'm going to leave, everybody. Hope you have a blessed Sunday. Whatever you're doing, back to work tomorrow. I was off on Thursday and Friday. Well, Friday, to be honest. Just needed a day to just relax. Yeah. Ever so often, you need at least one day in every month to just unwind and relax yourself. make sure that your mental health is in check. And yeah, you just need a day for yourself. So back to work tomorrow, back to the grind. Yeah. If you want to contact me, you can inbox me all the time and I'll give you my details. Yes, did you? Yes, I did. It was very, very hard. Actually, I was supposed to take Thursday and Friday off, but then I eventually went into the office on Thursday. Yes. And then I said to myself, no way, Jose, I am going to make sure to take Friday off and just relax myself, unwind, pamper myself, and do some reflection. Yeah, it is important to take care of yourself because every day you'll be working for others or working for yourself, but you're working for people, meaning your clients, and you don't take a few minutes or a few hours to reflect and to take care of yourself, and it doesn't make sense. So you have to. You're welcome, Elijah. So you have to take that time to just, yeah, do something special, whether it's just grab a meal or something for yourself. I need a holiday. I need one as well, but you know what? Later in the year. I've already chilled Caribbean Gem. I had Friday, Saturday. Yeah, I wasn't on live on any of those days. I wasn't on live for the whole week, as a matter of fact. So yeah, so tonight I just said, let me come live. And after the live, I just relax and then back to work tomorrow. Sunday for rest. It is in fact. But yeah, I am resting today. Unlike last week, I think, yeah, I was a bit laid back last week, but this Sunday I'm well energized and ready to go for the week. I do have a lot on for this week. Very, very busy this week. My brain would be working this week, especially when you have certain applications that you have to do. It takes a lot from you mentally, um, especially when you have to do submissions. It takes a lot. You have to think how to put your words across to the Home Office, how to make your submissions to the Home Office. It's a lot. It's a lot. Same here. I'm dreading. You dreading. I'm ready for the week. Bless you too, Caribbean Gem. Hope you're okay. You're on the live all the time. You were not saying anything. um Greetings, Vincy Queen. Greetings to you as well. This is no, I've done my unwinding. I had Friday, Saturday, yesterday was the whole day. I just went out and just did me. Yeah, chilling out. Yeah, just a bit chilly. Yeah, so if anyone on my live wants to book a consultation with me, if you're on my YouTube live, go to my bio and you'll see my email there. You can send me an email or you can comment under one of my videos and I would provide you with my contact details. If you're on TikTok, make sure that you're following my page and inbox me. I'll provide you my contact details. Now, I am not a legal aid solicitor. I'm not a legal aid lawyer. So we're private. So it would cost you for a consultation. It's £60 and it's unlimited time. And then obviously in the consultation we discuss the cost for whatever application you have to do. Yeah, so if you want my details, you contact me, you inbox me, okay? And I'll provide that to you. Yeah. 15K. Bless everybody. Thank you for the 15K likes. What's your YouTube page name? It's All Things Legal. As a matter of fact, I'll wait until you go and you subscribe and come back and let me know you've subscribed. Caribbean Gem. I'll wait until you subscribe and then you come back and let me know. But it's the same name as my TikTok, All Things Legal with Sherry. That's my YouTube page. Do you do phone consultation? Yes, I do online consultations. Online, face-to-face, whether it's WhatsApp video chat or Google Meet or Zoom, and also face-to-face as well in the office if you want to come to Manchester. But yeah, if you're on my TikTok live and you've not subscribed to my YouTube page, it's All Things Legal on YouTube, and it's the same profile picture. You may see All Things Legal with Sherry, which is me. You can go ahead, subscribe, and come back into the chat and let me know that you have subscribed. And if you're on my YouTube page and you've not followed me on TikTok, you can go on over and follow me on TikTok. It's the same thing, All Things Legal. Yeah, and let me know that you have followed me on TikTok as well. Okay. I have just an invoice. Please, can you get back to me? Thank you. Inbox me, okay? You just subscribe. Thank you, Caribbean Gem. Thank you. Thank you, Abigail. I think I pronounced your name correctly. Thank you as well. Hi, moderator. Thank you for liking the live. I see you. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing, guys. All right, so I'm going to go now and I'm going to inbox you. I need a consultation. Okay, sure, no problem, Caribbean Gem. How long would it take to get an update on BRP renewal? You can't renew a BRP. Just remember the 31st of this month of March is the deadline for all e-visa, yeah? Unless BRP renewal, did you make a no time limit application? You cannot make a renewal for BRP anymore, but you can make a no time limit application, okay? And make sure get your e-visa, all right? Apply for your e-visa before the 31st of March, okay? You're going to bed now. Yes, I'm going as well. All right, everybody. So take care, everybody. I will catch you in the week, okay? Make sure to like my videos and share my videos. I see Queen Advocate always repost my videos. Thank you, Queen. And to everybody else that always like, even before I talk, they just like and repost. Thank you so much, okay? I'm going to go now, so take care, all right? All right. Thank you to everybody on my YouTube live as well. If you've been here throughout the entire live, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for supporting, and thank you for giving me 1K on YouTube over the weekend. I do appreciate it. To all of my new subscribers, welcome to All Things Legal. And of course, you can comment on my videos or you can send me an email and I would respond to you if you have any question. I'm going to go for now. So take care and have a blessed Sunday, everybody. Okay? Bye-bye. All right. So let me end this one first. And then let me end this one.